Convoy. You excited?
Oh, yeah. Beautiful day.
Yeah, I couldn't ask for better weather. It feels amazing.
All I gotta do is wake up.
Yeah, right. It's always half the battle, right? Getting up in the morning. We got a nice merge, though. That usually doesn't happen too often.
Yeah, sometimes that ramp is like Russian roulette. You don't know. You'll be wall-to-wall traffic when you try to get to the merge. But it's Sunday. The traveling is easy.
Yeah, it's a beautiful Sunday.
At least in the morning. Traffic's always bad on this road Sunday evenings. Everybody coming home.
Yeah, all the trucks and stuff coming, like you said, traveling home from wherever they were for the weekend.
For years it's been that way. It's like New York and New Jersey going home on a Sunday night. Have an audience of one then.
Yep.
At least one.
Got our flags on the car today, which is awesome.
We're a convoy of one today.
Throws me off because it's delayed. Hi, Christine. I see you waved. I'm waving back even though you can't see. Restoration movement has gone to church, and I know the American Freedom Convoy is doing a small convoy this morning. So that's cool.
Yeah, where are they going?
They're going to, let's see.
Will they be back by the time we get there?
They're leaving at 11:30 for a short thing in Greencastle, PA, but only some of them are going.
Oh, are they going to be there for a while?
I don't know. She said they're only going to be there for a little bit, so.
Do you know where they're going to be?
The TA Travel Center in Greencastle. Takeoff is at 11:30 in the morning to raise awareness for veterans. She's going to be she's riding in a truck today, a veteran truck. That's in memory of people who gave their lives in service to the country, which is really cool. That that they're raising awareness for the veterans. Hi, Rhonda. Thanks for watching on YouTube.
where Roadside America used to be. There on the left. Huge train layout.
Yeah, I loved visiting Roadside America. That was really, really cool. Alright, sis, I can finally see your comment. It says, our guiding angel today is Angel of Happiness. Happiness is a joyous pleasure and recognition that comes from within. It expresses the pure joy and gratitude and daring we feel in connecting with our lives and external events. Enjoy your blessings. Allow yourself to feel wonderful. Practice makes perfect. Your angels wish you joy and rejoicing. Christine says, get computer glasses. It magnifies everything. Just don't wear them for anything else. That is a good idea. You know, get some that have like the 1.25 or 1.5x so I can see better. Part of it is the glare of the dash, just because of the sun.
How's your temperature?
Good.
We had dash cooling going on, so the phone doesn't overheat.
I brought extra blankets just in case.
It's not that hot today, but the sun, well, everything bakes on the dash, even in the wintertime.
American Freedom Convoy is meeting at the Greencastle, TA, and then heading south on 81. So they're meeting at 11:30.
So they're all convening at 11:30 and then driving. Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna make that. Still too far out. That would have been neat to do, though.
I didn't know it was actually going to happen.
Yeah.
She just wrote it literally 10 minutes ago, so I didn't know about it. Otherwise, I would have planned for it. Says, if you need an extra mod, I'm here. Are you up for modding for the whole day, Rhonda?
Oh gosh. I don't think so. Can I answer that one for you?
No, honestly, I would need a mod for mainly from 3 to 8 because that's when the rally is for 1776 and it's going to be really hard to read comments during that. It is a beautiful sunny day. Great day to convoy. She says I'm on for some other channels too.
saw that Dr. Paul Alexander did a couple of interviews with Epic Times.
He's amazing.
He There was a 2-part series with Yanya Kellick, American Thought Leaders, the name of that show. That was at least an hour and a half worth of interview. And then he also he did an interview with is it Roman with Facts Matter?
Yeah, Roman. I can't remember his last name though.
That was a pretty long show too. He's been doing some longer form shows. I was just thinking of it because I know that Dr. Paul had spoken at Hagerstown a few times. I know he spoke a couple times we were there.
He's just so amazing. He's been so outspoken, standing up for freedom, not just here but in Canada. Someone got my hopes up and said he was coming today, but it was actually for a different rally. But
oh, what rally was that?
It's the upcoming rally that's going to be in New York, where they're going to meet, and they're going to actually meet the Canadians on a bridge.
Oh, at the Rainbow Bridge?
I'm not sure the name of it.
Or is it the one in Buffalo, I guess?
Let me bring up the flyer because I'm not 100% sure which one it is. It's the North American Unity Tour. It's going to be rolling out of Front Park in Buffalo. They're going to the Peace Bridge. They're going to do a march to the Peace Bridge for U.S. Canadian.
Oh, yeah, that is Niagara Falls then. I'm pretty sure.
And then they're going to convoy back to a speedway for a rally. So that sounds really cool. That's on June 17th through the 19th. Will says he just froze. It's possible it's just service, Will, or it could be on your end. It's hard to say.
Yeah, it could be cell coverage. I don't know.
We got a disabled bobtail up here. Yeah, Christine, it looks like it's a Peace Bridge. While I have the other rallies up, I'll announce some of the other ones that are upcoming. We got a Freedom Rally for the People's Movement North Carolina on June 11th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's going to take place on the south lawn of Lincolnton Courthouse, which is 1 Court Square, Lincolnton, North Carolina, 28092. So they're going to have a whole bunch of special guests, which looks really cool. We got several rallies going on the 11th. We got one in New York City. They're going to do a convoy and go through New York City. They're going to start at the Palisades Center on 1000 Palisades Center Drive in West, I'm going to spell the name of this town, N-Y-A-C-K. Nyack, West Nyack, New York. They're going to meet there at 9 a.m. For those that are traveling, they have overnight locations set up for Friday and Saturday at the Blackthorn Resort, which is in East Durham, New York. So that's kind of cool. And then we got an Oklahoma convoy and Freedom Rally on Saturday, June 11th as well. Looks like they're going to be meeting at 10:45 for the convoy portion at the Woodshed, which is 31209 South Highway 69, which is US 69, Big Cabin, Oklahoma. They're going to start convoying at 11, and then they're going to end up having a rally at the end. So that's really neat. And then we also got from Pennsylvania, we got a big rally for the People's Movement Pennsylvania coming up in Philadelphia to celebrate independence and liberty on July 3rd. So I'll actually be there to live stream for that if all goes well. That'll be 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the People's Plaza at Independence Mall. We're going to have a whole bunch of guest speakers, including Soup Mama, and Grant Ellman is going to be performing some music for us live, which is really cool.
Bring your sunscreen.
Yeah, that one's going to be a roaster. As I find out about more events, I try to post them to my page to get the word out so more people know. Those are all the ones I'm aware of right now. Would you like some banana cake
Sure.
for breakfast?
You didn't have to see that billboard about farm protests in India?
No, I missed it. Oh, I totally missed it.
I wonder what that's about. I know they had one some time ago.
Linda says, do you just live stream on Facebook or do you have YouTube as well? Thank you for all your hard work and dedication. I do have YouTube and I also have Rumble. Let me see if I can link it for you in the comments there, Linda.
How does one find you on YouTube?
You search YouTube for Gwenny7, that's GWYNNY, the number 7. It should bring up my channel. I do have a pinned post on Facebook that should get you to the channel directly, but I will try to post it here on the live. Alright, Linda, I just put both of them there in response to your comment. The Rumble is on top and YouTube's below. So when I restart the streams later, the URLs will be slightly different, so you just have to refresh the main pages and it should be there. I will try to make a separate post with the new links, if I can do it.
Do you have the same name on Rumble?
Yeah, it's also Gwenny7. The flags are really flapping today. I wonder if we pushed them on hard enough.
I think what it is normally when we're convoying, we're not going 65 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Like just dropping the speed back a few miles an hour makes a big difference. It seems like at 65, they get pretty whippy.
Yeah, for sure. Linda, I sent it back to you again, since you missed it the first time. Yeah, you're right. Normally when you're convoying, you're not going 60 miles an hour.
It's almost hurricane force winds when you get up to 65.
True, very true.
I think is it around 70 where they say that's beginning a hurricane level wind?
I think so. It's not good. I think it has to be sustained though, not just like a gust. It's sustained for a certain amount of time.
That makes sense.
Because you could easily probably get a gust that bad with some really bad thunderstorms. You know? Alright, thanks for following Linda on all the platforms. I appreciate it. She says it's a 1776 and AFC meeting up today. I haven't had a chance to all the notes and stuff, but it's the only way people are going to know what's going on, so that's why I do it. I kind of wish the different movements would do their own updates, but I know they got a lot to do on the ground, so it's something I can do from home, and it helps people out, so I do it. You want some orange juice?
Sure. I was talking to a couple people last night that not really familiar with the convoys. They kind of vaguely knew about going. They went to DC, but that was about it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that people don't seem to know. But, you know, how can we not be surprised? Mainstream media is not going to cover it.
I don't call them mainstream anymore.
Well, lamestream, I guess, would be better. They need to become extinct.
Legacy.
I don't like that word.
No.
No, legacy, nah. It gives them too much credit.
It's a bad legacy.
Yeah.
Farmlands of Lebanon County.
Careful on this bottle, it's got a sharp edge. You realize that? Y'all appreciate all that you do for everyone. I think some of them do, at least the ones that know about it and use my information to help get the word out. Like anything, any movement, it's a team effort. It's not going to be one person that does everything. You need a group of people. Bridges, there's a big blowout on the right side before you finish the bridge.
Wow, you remember that?
I don't remember which bridge it is. I just know it was really blown out. Well, not that one apparently. I know there was one. It had a crater the size of a dinner plate.
So we don't really change direction here, but now this becomes 81 South. So we're about 90 miles away from the AFC site.
For those that are new, AFC stands for American Freedom Convoy. We tend to abbreviate it because it can get to be a lot when you say it a lot. Or type it out. If you want to donate to the American Freedom Convoy, I will post the link in chat on Facebook first, and then I'll go over to YouTube, and then I'll go over to Rumble. I'm sorry to hear you're miserable, Nancy. That's a bummer. I hope you're doing okay otherwise, health-wise. Is it just bad weather or something else? Can you copy the link over for American Freedom Convoy and put it on YouTube? I'm not able to do it on my phone, unfortunately. It's your entrapped nerve in the stomach that's acting up. I'm sorry to hear that. That does not sound like fun.
Straight ahead.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
We've been paralleling Blue Mountain the whole trip so far. Don't really notice it a lot on the stream because the field of view is a bit limited. You don't have the advantage of your peripheral vision.
Yeah, unfortunately. In order to show those views, I'd have to put you guys back and forth out of the car mount, which would just make you dizzy, so it's not worth it. Nancy says, just another day in paradise, right? LOL. Well, I guess every day you wake up's a good day, right? Yeah. It sucks, though, to be miserable like that, though. It's never fun. But I feel you on the ongoing health issues. Some days are good and other days not so good.
6?
I'm not sure. Let me look it up. Yeah, it's off of Route 6. You're right.
One of the northern counties.
Yeah, it is.
Beautiful country up there. That's further out than Cherry Springs.
Yeah. The map program says we're about an hour and 20 minutes away.
Yeah, I'm guessing we're going to miss the Greencastle convoy.
Yeah, I'm guessing. We didn't know about it in time, so it is what it is. If I would have known about it last night, I could have adjusted the timeline accordingly, but I didn't. Grantville and Hershey.
I got somewhat delayed. I wanted to mention to you that something tried to dig up the tomatoes again.
Oh no, really?
Yeah.
That sucks. How many of them got attacked?
Well, I'd say 3 or 4, but not badly. The one was hit pretty good, but I don't think it was really damaged much.
You think it's a raccoon?
Yeah, I suspect.
That sucks.
We need electric fence.
I wonder if it's the peat pots that the raccoon's trying to get to.
They're buried deep. I don't know. It seemed like it was really going on the one hole.
So that's weird. Why would it want to go for it when it's that deep? It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know what's its motivation.
I know when I looked up this before, when we had the issue before, people said that they'd go for the peat pots because they're wet. But the thing is, we've had so much rain and it's so wet everywhere that it doesn't make sense why you would go for a peat pot versus the bobbling brook or the big pond. It just doesn't make sense. Or the creek.
You know, the other thing I could do, get some little chicken fencing. Just kind of make a circle around the plant until they get bigger.
Oh, that's a good idea. Didn't think about that. Kind of like give it like a guard.
Yeah.
Guard shield, kind of like what you do for deer.
Maybe mulching it, if I heavily mulch around the base too, maybe that would help. I don't know. I don't know what it's going for. If it's just the bare ground that it's interested in.
Maybe. I don't know. It's weird though.
Yeah, so I had to get a little bit of soil. Fill the holes in a little bit. Pack it down.
Yeah, you also had to go take care of the birds and the cats too. I had to do all the inside plants, all the pumpkins.
You're able to get them all taken care of?
I didn't do the ones in your room because I did those the other day.
Okay.
But I did the pumpkins, the squash, the zucchini, the cucumbers, the lettuce.
We can get them out.
tomatoes,
Get them outdoors.
The lettuce is
You brought some of last year's pumpkin.
pumpkin bread muffins with chocolate chips to give to people at American Freedom Convoy and to 1776 Restoration Movement. It's kind of a tradition. Every time I went to Hagerstown, I brought them, and they were always a huge hit. We handed them out to the different drivers and volunteers, and it was a really cool experience. So
I remember meeting Santa when you were walking around handing out cupcakes.
yeah. Day that Dr. Malone came to visit,
Right.
It was freezing.
Everybody was staying in their trucks because it just was nasty outside.
Yeah. I was going around handing them out because they would get their dinner and go back to their trucks. And I'd be like, I'm sorry in advance, my fingers are frozen. Because it was kind of like impossible to carry it, like take the muffins out of the bags and then like hand them up to the truck drivers with gloves on. It just was too hard. So my hands were just frozen. I know the one driver tried to get me hand warmers. He like searched for them. He's like, I wanted to get you hand warmers. Like, I got one in my pocket. I just can't hold it and like hand stuff up to you at the same time. It just doesn't work. So, but yeah, that's how we met Santa, and he told us how someone found a little toy Santa figurine on the side of the road the one day, like a little ornament. He's got one. I don't know if he still has it in his truck, but it was hanging from his mirror, one of his mirrors inside. So that was really cool. I really like that one guy that allowed us to sign his truck too. That was really cool. I can't remember his name though. I don't know if he told us his name. Marty was amazing though. I miss Marty. Marty was from North Carolina. We met a few drivers from Ohio. I met one from California. Talked a lot about what's gone on the past few years. Of course, everybody had their own story to share in regards to that. Marcia says, I followed you from February 13th. I'm 60 miles east of Erie, 18 miles of New York. Warren is known for our Kinsu Dam. Worley's is 4 blocks from my house. They make the mugs for all the souvenirs for all the gift shops all over the United States. That's really cool, Marcia. I didn't know that.
Truckers, I heard a little bit of you were playing something. I guess Nicole was from American Freedom Convoy was talking about that there's a problem with the truckers aren't getting paid enough for transporting loads.
Yeah, she was talking about the baby formula shortage that's going on. I can't vet any of the information that she said, but she said that she had heard from people that had video evidence that Nestle has warehouses of baby formula, but they don't have drivers to drive it from the main centers to the distribution centers. That the drivers aren't driving because they're not being paid enough to drive. They're literally out money of their own money to transport the goods. But again, I can't verify it, so I don't know.
I guess that could have something to do with the price of fuel going up so much.
Well, that's the thing, is apparently they're paid, from what the one person wrote in the comments, they're paid a certain amount per mile, and the amount they're being paid per mile isn't even covering the cost of fuel. So I guess the drivers were saying, no, you need to pay us more, and Nestle's just saying, nah, we won't bother. So it's just sitting there in stockpiles. Now, I know that also that some of the formula was sent to the southern border.
That's what I've heard too.
Now, I don't know how much of it was sent there. I know we also, as a country, sent some to Ukraine for over there. So I think it could be a multiple issue kind of thing as to why there's a shortage on that. Now, if you want to talk about shortages on food and stuff, I think that's slightly different situation going on there.
don't allow in the foreign manufacturers. Probably one of these chronic problems that we're seeing with is all of this centralization, consolidation. You got one manufacturing plant goes offline and then there's a shortage.
Well, I just remember that with treating my Lyme disease. Remember how I needed a certain antibiotic, and there was a plant in India that had a fire, and then it was just like really, really hard to find that antibiotic anywhere else, and the prices, they want what, 3 times the price? It was crazy. It was something that was like normally, $100 became $500. It was like 100 something became 500. We ended up driving distance just to go to a different pharmacy using, the different discount cards to find the best deal on it because it was just so bad. The cost was just so bad. But Nicole was also talking about last night not allow them to go over 65 miles an hour, that it would shut down their truck. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but it's a device that would disable their truck if they try to go over 65, which is just wrong. I mean, as we saw just following Trucker G on the convoy, some of the speed limits were really high.
Yeah, we saw some out west of 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, so you're out west and you're stuck going 65 miles an hour, you're going to lose time. Not to mention, you're going to be a hazard for other drivers. So I think that's wrong. I hope enough people comment on the public comments on that and it doesn't happen, but I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Where do you go to comment on that sort of thing? These are regulations that are being proposed.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find that. It's a good question. I think Brian Brazzi might have shared it, and I think somebody else might have shared it as well.
So we're in the outskirts of Harrisburg now, capital of Pennsylvania.
Alright, I found the video. Let's see, where's the link? It's the FMCSA speed limiter. I'm trying to find out where the open comment link is. Look up the link
West Shore, Cumberland County. We did go through Dauphin County as well once we got through Lebanon County. City of Harrisburg's in Dauphin County. Some of the towers at WHP.
Yeah. The Robert Escobar Show asks, am I banned here too? Nope, you're definitely not banned. I can see your comment. As long as you don't spam and don't write any super foul language, I'm not going to ban you.
WHP was the home of the Ken Matthews Show before he went national at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I like him. He's great. He does a great show.
He's still on WHP 3 to 6 during the weekdays. Talks about a lot of patriot issues. Great sense of humor too.
Oh yeah, he's great. He's also he loves to read books, which I love to read, so I really like getting book recommendations from other people.
He was one of the few people that I would hear on the radio that was outspoken about the needle.
Yeah. The Robert Escobar Show says, cool, I'm looking for honest actors who won't censor me for asking questions. I won't censor you for asking questions as long as, they're not foul questions or, sexually explicit or anything like that. I'm all about transparency. I've always been that way. Transparency and free speech.
Slowly turning southward. Pretty much following the valley all the way to Maryland.
double, like a double pickup trailer using 2 parts of pickup trucks. So that'll be interesting if he ever gets to do that. Peanut ball. Looks like 1776 Restoration Movement's on the way back. They just left church. And it looks like Nicole is live for American Freedom Convoy in the group. Robert, why aren't what's keeping people from organizing nowadays? I'm not a part of any of the leadership teams, so I don't know why they do what they do. I think it's wrong to censor people, unless, like I said, unless they're very foul language or, spamming links that are, like join my Telegram group or, the other kind of spam that you get that could be invasive. But people are asking about questions about transparency and what we're doing. I think that should be allowed to be asked. I have heard of some people saying that certain Facebook groups are censoring, which I think that's a real shame. I don't personally censor on my page. I let people talk it out.
Sometimes shout it out.
Yeah, sometimes people do get very passionate and shout it out. It definitely happened when the People's Convoy blew up the way it did. I allowed people to use my Gwen's Convoy meeting notes public Facebook page to vent it all out. I just asked people to try to keep it more on the polite side in terms of language. But I didn't censor their thoughts. Like I said, I have heard that other groups are censoring, which is unfortunate if that's true. We need everybody we can get. One thing, because I've been a moderator for a really large support group online of over 20,000 people. So groups can get out of hand if you have a group that you can just post whatever you want, whenever you want. So I get why some groups have it where it's got to be approved by an admin, because your group can easily get out of hand with posts. And then also some groups, prefer that you stay on mission or target, meaning like you talk about what you're doing. So let's just say you're, talking about computers. Well, they might not want you talking about going to the grocery store or, something that's not computer related, because it could hide important information.
So in that case, I guess you would consider that's not really censorship per se.
It's more moderating than censorship.
It's like it's not on topic, so it's like you're having an organized meeting and you want to stay on topic.
Yeah, and it's like someone's like, squirrel, they're off on a tangent, so... Robert says, what's the difference between the convoys and what are each of the convoys' specific demands?
Is that something? Do they define their missions on their...
It should be on their websites. I will bring it up right now.
I know that they're similar.
Yeah, they are similar. They're both fighting for freedom. They both want the mandates gone, the emergency
declaration.
Yeah, they want that reversed.
Which they keep renewing.
Yep. Alright, so for American Freedom Convoy, this is right from their website, which I can't link on YouTube, unfortunately, because my phone's too old. But if you go to Facebook, Robert, you can find it on my Facebook page, which is Gwen's Convoy Meeting Notes, or you can find it on my Rumble channel, which is Gwenny7, which is over the last couple of weeks and have come together with the same mission that we originally set out to accomplish: to restore our freedoms, our civil liberties, and to bring an end to all unconstitutional mandates with legal provisions in place to ensure this never happens again. This is all about our rights as well as the freedoms of our future generations. It's not about political parties, but more so about a government that has forgotten their oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America as our founding fathers instructed. So they're very pro-Constitution, pro-freedom, having the right to choose what you want to, put into your own body. And then I'll bring up 1776 here in a second. Your browser is no longer supported.
I know they have a fresh website.
Yeah.
Too fresh for your phone, huh?
Apparently. Well, from what I recall, on the 1776 website, they're very pro-Constitution. The government works for us. You got to fight against the tyranny peacefully, and sometimes you have to do civil disobedience. So.
They talk about that too.
Yeah.
Do they talk about supporting political candidates?
I know they are going to be exposing candidates on both sides for not, working for the people. Essentially, those that are not, upholding the Constitution and, fighting for our rights. So they're actually working on exposing people that are up for re-election in November. So that's something that they should be announcing tomorrow or Tuesday. They said they're going to do their first 5 people that they were going to be exposing for lying to the American people. Blade Runner says, it's the first time you've been... What's going on with the Texas convoy? Blade Runner, I'm not 100% sure what's going on with the Texas convoy. I have heard some news this morning that someone says the convoy is not coming, and I've also heard that they are coming. I did have someone that claimed to be an organizer for the Texas convoy. He reached out to me in the 1776 group, because I do notes for the 1776 Restoration Movement and also for American Freedom Convoy. The Texas guy claimed he was one of the organizers and that they were coming in, and he wanted me to adjust their date for their estimated time of arrival. Now, I can't prove that guy is an organizer because I'm not on the ground, so I don't know if the guy's legit or if he's not legit. Jennifer says, all the convoys want the same thing. They just go about it in different ways. And the more they can get the word out about what's going on all the bills being passed, to take the ones that passed in Cali to stop the Emergency Act. You're right. You're totally right about the bills in Cali, Jennifer. People can go to my Facebook page, Gwen's Convoy Meeting Notes, and look up the bills for California. I just did an update, I believe, in the last week. Unfortunately, several of the tyrannical bills are moving forward, and that's not good. So I expect there's going to be lawsuits if they do finally pass. And if they pass in Cali, they're going to try to bring them to other states, which is really, really unfortunate. Robert says, I think the people should be clear on the demands if you want to be successful. So the AFC is demanding ending the mandates, and that's all I heard. Jennifer says, they say they're staying at the 1776 place that Texas is coming. I did hear from the Santa in different meetings in the last few days that he had spoken to the guy from Texas several times. Actually 4 times yesterday, he said. And everything was a go, and that they were expected to come in on the 16th of June because they're making a few stops on their way in. And supposedly they have over 100 vehicles. They have know that all three groups, assuming the Texas one's legit, that they were going to work together on several things. So that would be cool if that works out. Blade Runner says, is the Florida convoy still going? I don't know. I don't know anything about a Florida convoy.
I seem to recall there was one a month or so ago, but I don't know if that was just part of the group.
Yeah, that's kind of watch out for. Looks like someone lost a balloon.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone's losing their balloons. They're gonna get to wherever party they're going to, and they're not gonna have any balloons left if they're losing them this fast. At first, I thought it was a ball because it was bouncing. Oh boy, I got a book of a comment here. Let's see. I'm gonna bring that one up on Facebook.
Balloon distraction. I don't know if that Florida convoy was part of some of the other groups that converged, and then I don't know what happened to them.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know anybody in that convoy, so I'm not sure.
I don't know how many different groups coalesced together and stayed at Hagerstown when the People's Convoy went back to California. I guess Nicole, Soup Mama, might know some more about that because they were there.
I could try to ask today if I get a chance. I'll ask if they know anything about the Florida one. Alright, Jennifer, I'm not ignoring you. I gotta pull it up on the other phone here because you wrote a long one. For those of us who drove around DC with going through with their lawsuit. A lawsuit that was apparently was only going to give money to 15 or 16 people, but when many of us went around the loop. But besides that, we'd like to know if they chose to pursue it and if they're going to share the money. Why would only 16 people get the money for the roads blocked? So many of us. Of the lawsuit, I know they were talking about filing a lawsuit in regards to them blocking off the roads because of the traffic hazards. I know 2 people unfortunately lost their lives due to the snow plows blocking the exits. They didn't realize exits were going to be blocked, and people tried to get off the highway at speed, and unfortunately it killed a lady and her passenger. I don't know the status of that lawsuit, and I would get compensation, so I'm not sure.
Lawsuit, or is it multiple lawsuits?
I don't know. I really don't.
And who's doing the suing?
I know the People's Convoy said they were suing for blocking off the exits. Now, I don't know who is representing TPC or not. I don't know. Why isn't one of the demands to make mandates illegal? Robert, I think what it is they're trying to return us to a constitutional republic and put better people in office so that this never happens again.
I know there have been some states that have passed laws making mandates illegal. It's probably a states' right issue. We'd have to do it state by state.
Yeah, I agree. You have to get involved with your state for sure. Jennifer says, most of the groups that came in, like the American Freedom Convoy and a portion of the Indiana or the Big Shot group, all left before they chose to go to California. I did not know that. I'd like to know what happened to the Tennessee Hagerstown when it like the few days of TPC announcing they were going to Cali, that the Tennessee convoy was supposed to be coming in. I don't know if they ever made it or if they just turned around. So if anybody knows about that, let me know. I know from watching Soup Mama's lives, I know she came in with the northern convoy, and they actually got there before the main convoy made it to Hagerstown. Blade Runner asks, is the gray TW333 group still going. I forgot the name of it. I'm not aware of their group, Blade Runner. I know they were talking about making a group after TPC, but I don't know if they actually went ahead and did that.
They all do stream though.
Yeah, I haven't had time to watch all the streamers with keeping up with the notes for AFC and 1776. It's just been too much. I know Grey Wolf and the proponents of the Convention of States, trying to get people more aware of the Convention of States.
Do all the research to look at the histories of all these convoys in the last few months.
Oh yeah, that would be really cool. It would be cool to have like a photo log too, of like different trucks and vehicles and stuff. I know that's one of the reasons I started writing notes with the meetings, is I wanted to know what was going on, so I'd get up every morning and watch the meetings and write down notes, because it's hard to remember everything that's going on when there was so much going on. I just started doing it for myself, and then I was like, oh, you know what, I should start sharing this with other people, because I can't be the only one, because when we physically went to Hagerstown, how many people struggled to hear the meeting being there? Like, it was hard sometimes with the sound systems, or, you know, the speakers acting up, or what have you. Like, even if you were there physically, it's hard to hear the meeting sometimes.
Well, we were there the day that the sound system got
hijacked.
I guess they were using somebody else's sound system, and the guy started making some kind of an announcement about how they were going to be moving to a great new place, and then he got silenced. And then I guess it was his sound system, so we had to listen to the morning meeting through the yeah. It's like, well, this is weird. What's going on?
That was a great way to start our day for convoying. It's like, interesting.
Okay.
The first. And then they just said that the strategy was follow the leader, which we had kind of guessed was what it was going to be anyway, from watching, you know, previous days.
Days. Convoys. Stay with them the whole day on the second day.
Because the first time we went to visit, we welcomed them back to the Speedway, and then we went to the evening meeting, and then handed out pumpkin muffins, and chatted with all the different drivers and volunteers. And, like, tried to convince us to stay over that night, but we weren't prepared for that, so we went home, and then we came back the following week. That's when we, you know, welcomed them back, and then did the evening meeting, and then the next morning was when the stage got upended with the sound system, and then we convoyed and got back really late. We got back at 6 o'clock and got welcomed back, which was really cool. And then had evening meeting and dinner, and then went back to the hotel. Oh, I gotta wind my window down. I got a stink bug.
Been a lot of stink bugs this year, haven't there?
Yeah, sorry for the noise, guys. Nope, he didn't go out. He stole my pillow.
Your best bet is to crush them.
I don't want to crush him. He stinks.
blow the flags out the window.
Try not to.
Try to get the stink bug out and everything else will get sucked out with it.
I don't like how they smell when you crush them. That's why I don't want to crush them. Wasn't the original idea to block the roads and truckers stop delivering supplies? Why isn't anyone at a truck stop asking the truckers what's that gonna take? Robert, I don't think that was the original plan. I think that people kind of expected what happened in Ottawa to happen here in the United States, and that just wasn't gonna happen. Unfortunately, our government is very different than Canada, and our response would have been very different than Canada's. So I don't think they ever were going to block the roads up. I know 1776 is eventually going to go into DC and park up a lane, but not the entire road. But I don't know when that's going to happen or how they're going to do the logistics for that. That's to be determined. The other thing you got to think about, though, is if you block up the road and stop delivering supplies, you're going to make other Americans really upset at you as well. So it's kind of a tough situation. You want to get people aware of what's going on, but you also don't want to piss off the good people either. So I don't know what the best solution is for that. I would say, though, if you can get locally involved, run for office if you can, get on your school boards, get on your different state stuff if you can, the committees, etc. Volunteer at the polls. We gotta basically replace who's in the office now and with better people, which is gonna take time.
Saw in Canada was definitely some supply chain disruption when they blocked the Ambassador Bridge between Detroit and Windsor.
Yeah, see, I thought that was great. I like that, but I don't see American truck drivers doing that.
It definitely caused pain. But look at all the so-called peaceful protesting that went on, and all the collateral damage that caused.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really collateral, it was like deliberate.
It was vandalism. I call it vandalism.
Because I don't think any of these truckers targeted a company, so we're going to deny you access to your supplies by blocking the bridge. Is just sort of, that's what happened because they blocked the bridge. Versus, we're going to throw a brick through your storefront.
Or set your store on fire. This is where we were going to stay to welcome the convoy past. When we were looking at places
we had scouted this out as a good spot.
Yeah, that'd be a good view to see them coming by.
But they didn't come this way.
Yeah, they changed the route. Robert says, replacing people is what we've been doing. That's just more of the same. Pissing people off is the only way anyone's going to pay attention. But no one wants to be the bad guy. Nowadays, everybody wants to look good and never look bad. You're right. I think the key is you got to have enough people to do it at the same time. Otherwise, they'll just pick you off. Which is why you need to get together with groups of people and decide to do it together. You're going to be stronger if you can do it in a group rather than just by yourself.
And doing it in DC, that's a whole other world there.
Yeah.
You look what's still going on with these detainees from J6. I just heard a story about a guy that I guess he went to trial and he had trouble hearing the questions because they let the guy he ended up with ear infections and they wouldn't let him see a doctor. They're literally treating these people like they're prisoners in a third world prison. Political prisoners, essentially. So you go in there, you get arrested. And look at what they're trying to do nowadays. There was just more legislation to try to label more people as terrorists.
Yep.
That got filibustered, and this was introduced in the Senate. As Nazis, they love to use those words. So I don't know what they would do to people if they arrested them. I think that's one reason why more people want to do this at the state level.
Robert says, so what's the last protest that accomplished something? Cori Bush sleeping on the steps of the Capitol? So why isn't anyone doing that? It's a good question, Robert. I do feel like the convoys and the different movements are waking people up. I think a lot of people are getting involved locally and trying to make change at the local level and then the state level. I think change at the national level is going to be really hard. Because I honestly feel we're not just fighting our government, we're also fighting the globalists. It's not just our government, it's the people above our government.
A lot of the people in the government are globalists as well.
Yeah.
A lot of them apparently are Marxists. Are you familiar with a book called The Enemy Within? It's a fairly recent book.
I've heard of it, but I haven't read it.
I'm trying to think of the author's name. I was just listening to an interview of him.
Let me look it up.
He didn't have great things to say about our situation.
David Horowitz, The Enemy Within, How a Totalitarian Movement is Destroying America.
I don't think that was it then. I don't think that's who it was. So maybe I got the title wrong.
Maybe there's another book.
It's possible.
There's one by supposedly... One by Robert F. Kennedy called The Enemy Within, the McClellan Committee's Crusade Against Jimmy Hoffa and Corrupt Labor Union. Yeah, so I guess there's a lot of different ones. Yeah, I'm looking at pictures right now and there's a lot of them apparently. So, I'm not sure which one it is.
Yeah, I wish I could think of the author's name.
You're not thinking of Savage, are you?
No, it's a more recent book. I'm not sure if the author's from New Zealand. I seem to think that he might be. He was talking about National Bolshevism.
I don't know anything about that. Is it Tim Aleph? A-Y-L-I-F-F-E?
No.
I don't know.
his interview, he was talking about how Russia and China are allies and how Russia likes to fund both sides of the argument here in the United States. Essentially, they want us destroyed by fighting amongst ourselves, and that we have to do everything we can to unify because they're trying to divide us and beat us that way.
Yeah, the more you divide us, the easier it is to fight us off. Robert says the convoy should be reaching out to grassroots organizers. I think they should be, personally.
Yeah, there is something in Pennsylvania coming up on Flag Day that is involving something like 80 grassroots organizations in our state here in Pennsylvania to try to get the legislature to do something about reforming our elections.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up. There's actually a flyer that just got released today for
The Republican-controlled state legislature here doesn't want to do anything about the mail-in voting issue. And their excuse is, we can't do anything because we have a Democrat governor and he'll veto any legislation. And what we would like to do is apply some pressure to these legislators, because we're going through a budget process now here in Pennsylvania, and they want the legislature to use some leverage against the governor with the budget. I don't know if they're going to actually be able to do anything with repealing mail-in voting, but at least make an effort. But it seems like our Republican legislature here is really pretty lame. They really don't want to do any risky business.
Look at the giant pink can.
Yeah, that's kind of neat. Although I heard we're going to get rid of one of our bad actors in our legislature. I heard that Pat Brown is on his way out.
Yeah, it's fantastic news.
And that's definitely part of what needs to happen.
Robert says, thank you for not censoring me for asking questions. Have a good day and stay honest. You have a great day, Robert. So it's called Patriots Join Voices with Unite PA on Flag Day, which is June 14th, it's a Tuesday. Find a Patriot group leader in your area. We have a whole list of it. And then find a representative's office. Go to a representative's office as a group on Flag Day. Ask your legislature to sign the declaration, yes or no. There's a phone number you can call to get more information. And then it has the declaration and allows you to read the declaration to share with your representative.
This is the declaration that they presented to the state assembly at that Capitol Rotunda event.
Yep. It says, we the people of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania do hereby demand that the Pennsylvania State Legislature immediately return the Commonwealth to in-person voting on Election Day, with the exceptions as noted in the PA Election Code prior to Act 77, with photo identification, proof of U.S. citizenship, state residency, and hard copy ballots. And then it says, attested to this, and then you put the date of June 2022. They say election integrity is essential to the functioning of a constitutional republic, and the move to move mail-in and drop-box voting in Pennsylvania has seriously undermined the integrity of our electoral process.
whipping them.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I'm just picturing that they snapped in half at this point, and they're just whacking.
Just keep whacking the car.
Not much we can do about it now, though. The map says we're 29 minutes away from the pilot, which is right near American Freedom Convoy.
Miles to the state line.
Gonna have some crackers.
The voting turnout was pretty low for the primary here in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that was a big disappointment.
It was in the low to mid 30% range. I didn't hear any historical comparison though, so it would be interesting to know those numbers. Allows, then I'll take that as a partial win.
There's a beautiful mountain range.
I think it's still called Blue Mountain down here. It is the first range of the Appalachians.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people don't vote in the off years. Like I feel like, which is a shame.
Well, we're seeing what happens when you don't pay attention. You let other people decide who gets to go to office. You kind of have to rebuild things from the ground up.
Speaking of elections, the guy who's in charge of the WHO, the Tedros guy, he's up for re-election. He's running unopposed. Like, couldn't we have found somebody better?
Yeah, you should have ran.
I mean, the guy is just... I gotta be careful what I say, but he's just out there. He's just not very qualified, in my humble opinion. And the fact he's running unopposed.
He doesn't have medical background.
Yeah. Now, I know Bill Gates helped get him there, so I'm guessing that's why he's running unopposed, but I don't know. You would think someone would have the guts to run against him. Considering how badly he's handled the last few years.
What comes to mind is a great clip of a Senate hearing with Senator Kennedy. I don't remember which state he's a senator for, one of the southern states. I think
Kentucky?
he was. Huh?
Was it Kentucky?
I don't know if it's Kentucky. Maybe Louisiana or Mississippi. I'm not sure.
Maybe it's Louisiana, maybe.
But he was.
Louisiana.
Okay. Louisiana.
Yeah.
He was
called John Kennedy.
He was asking Dr. Fauci. He said something like this: if you took Xi Jinping and turned him upside down, wouldn't the WHO fall out of his pocket?
It was awesome. It was hilarious.
The way he said it was great.
And Fauci basically said...
He laughed. He did laugh.
He laughed. He's like, I'm not really sure.
Yeah. Everybody knows it's true.
Yeah.
I know it was controversial when we got out of the WHO a few years ago, but boy, looking at it all now.
Well, we stopped the funding. Yeah. I think that was a good decision to do. Stop the funding. Especially with everything that's been going on.
Well, it didn't last, though. 9 miles to Greencastle, that's where they were doing the convoy today. We didn't know about it, though, in time.
Yeah, unfortunately. Let me see if Nicole's still alive. I'm kind of curious to see if she's streaming it. Or if Sue Mom was streaming it. Doesn't look that way. Nicole did say some people weren't going out on it, so there'll at least be somebody there when we get there.
There's fewer clouds this way.
Yeah, it's definitely clearing up.
Your freedom, one step at a time.
Yeah.
You will wear your seatbelt.
It's kind of like the Patriot Act that they passed after 9/11. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, look at all the stuff you have to do to fly in an airplane now. You gotta not only go through security, your luggage. Now it's got.
I couldn't tell you.
It doesn't. They really like to torture you at airports. Extra security check.
Route 11. The rest of the way. We go off 100 feet off the road and it's no good.
Yep. It happened the last time.
Yeah, I think this is just a weak area.
This is horrific railroad tracks. They are so bad. Because we went over these last time when we went to Hagerstown.
Yeah. The 1776 movement is right off of Route 11.
Yeah, it's literally between 11 and 81. No trespass. I guess they've had people go through the traffic light into their driveway. I'm not sure they're going to see the sign though. It's kind of small. Nice American flag.
State 81. 11.
Different. You good on snacks?
Yeah.
Did bring some snacks. Pretty flowers. Oh, they're growing their tomatoes up the cow fence.
Oh.
Cattle fence in their garden, and they have their tomatoes growing up it.
Is that when we saw cows actually in there one?
I think that was a different place.
Yeah, I think it's further down. I think it's on this trip though.
Yeah. But the one guy I watched on YouTube for growing your tomatoes to help them grow better, or you can have it grow up the cow fence, and it'll help it grow better. Like
Yeah. Fence is it's pretty thick metal.
I was just surprised that it looked like they were doing it for tomatoes back there, because I was like, it looked like tomato plants.
It's definitely the same kind of size wire that they use for those tomato rings.
Yeah.
Do they call them tomato rings? I don't recall. I know we have a bunch. called.
I'm not sure what they're called, actually.
You got 3 vertical wires, and then there's rings.
I just probably not what they're called. Tomato cages, I think, is what they're called.
Yeah, that's it.
Cages. Ms. Gibble's Candy Store and Restaurant. Interesting name. Oh, that looked like an old Scout. A rusty one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It looked kind of like ours, but different color. Had a tarp over the front of it, so I guess they're doing stuff. But Karen says, tomato cages. Yeah, we figured it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but the cattle fence is kind of the same kind of
idea.
Wire.
Yeah.
I can see how that could work. Tomatoes just grow up through it.
That's what.
And they want to be bushy too, so I don't know if just a straight fence is enough.
Maybe, I guess, if you prune your tomatoes like the guy did in the video where he kept it as one main stalk rather than having it split off into others.
It's probably overkill though for something like pole beans.
Yeah, it could work for beans. I've also heard that it works really good for zucchini and cucumbers.
That was that you were watching on YouTube at one point?
Yeah, the guy in California. He was showing tips on how to grow in small spaces.
He was training everything to grow up rather than out.
Yeah, he had he built this, I think it was using 2x3s. He'd hang twine down and he'd wrap that around the tomatoes too. Like have the tomatoes wrap around that. And then also using a fence to have cucumbers grow up it and small pumpkins and some kind of squash he was growing. I don't know if it was summer squash or winter squash. It was really cool how much he was able to grow in his tiny garden. And he had a lot of raised beds too, which was cool. I know this year we planted 2 different types of cucumbers. I think one of them is more of like a bush. So it'll be interesting to see how that grows. I believe the zucchini is more like a bush than a vine, which saves space, so we'll see. I don't know if my watermelon's going to come up, though. I had to reseed it, and it still hasn't come up, so I don't know. We might have to just give up on watermelon this season.
Yeah, it gets to be too late. Not enough time.
I think it's just the dirt's not warm enough, but I could be wrong. It wants 80-degree dirt. And I don't know how you keep it that warm without a heating pad. I don't know. The other thing I'm not sure if it's going to come up is the lavender and some of the tea I planted. I planted some peppermint, chamomile, and I don't remember if there was something else.
Isn't that the name of the place that the People's Convoy would fuel up at?
Yeah. I think it was an AT&T in Hagerstown. They might be, I guess they might be a chain. Oh wow, that bicycle has a flag on the back. I can't tell what it says though. It says, "Miss me yet." With a picture.
Ah. Yeah, inflation hasn't gone up enough. Retirement funds haven't gone down enough. I don't miss them.
I showed you that funny photo where it showed a car that passed out when it went to the gas station.
Oh yeah, it flipped over.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Funny, but not funny. Someone had shared that.
Oh, I got to remember to gas up before we come back to Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Another gift of our Republican legislature.
Highest gas tax with the worst roads. That's why
We got a lot of house cleaning to do on the Republican side.
And the Democrat side.
Well, we can only clean one house. You have to choose.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Democrats can clean their side too.
There's a Hardee's. I think it's the closest Hardee's to home.
Yeah, there's
Except for
actually
maybe Myers.
Yeah, there's one there.
Or is it Myerstown? I forget.
I think it's Myerstown.
5 miles to the state line. Hagerstown is 11. If you're watching the stream, we are running about 40 minutes behind.
Is that right?
Yeah.
We were planning to be there at noon.
Yeah. I didn't get ready in time.
No, I didn't. You're right about that.
Well, we weren't expecting something to dig up our tomato plants this morning, so that was unfortunate.
Well, it wasn't that bad, but it did take a little bit of time.
Hey, Quinn. He says, good job on getting over 350 subscribers. Yeah, a lot of that came in from the Harrisburg rally I did in, was it April? I think it was April.
Might have been.
Yeah, I think it was April. And then I got put into YouTube jail for it. But it's just the way it goes.
Yeah, I guess I have to be more proactive about that.
Well, that's why I got Rumble going simultaneously, and I also have Facebook. So, Rumble doesn't censor, which is good. At least not yet, anyway. He sent some laughing emojis.
Yeah, you never know.
We need more free speech platforms, that's for sure.
Yeah, you should just be able to talk about stuff.
Should be able to have a debate.
I've already said a few words that I wonder if I should have said them.
Yeah, I did too. I guess my plan is I will download it off of YouTube so I have a copy and then delete it. Just so I don't get in trouble, so I can save my account for July, because I need it for July.
You could always go back in and edit the audio.
Well, the thing is, you don't know all the words that they're going to look for, so. How do you do Rumble and YouTube live at the same time? I use an app called Prism Live Studio. It allows you to, it has a beta feature in it that allows you to multi-stream to multiple platforms. So right now I'm streaming on my Facebook page, on YouTube, and on Rumble simultaneously. The Rumble is a little bit of a pain to set up, I'll be honest. You have to open Rumble up in another browser, and then you have to hit, make sure you paid for your Rumble account to go live, which is at least $10 a month. And then you set up a live stream, you put your name, like your title in, your description, and then you got to put up a less than 60-second video that you have to put up that basically plays until you go live. It just loops through. So you got to put in what I call the feeder video, and then you submit it, and then it gives you two things. It gives you a URL and a key. You have to copy those over to Prism and go into the RTMP. I forget what it's called. It's called like RTMP server or something, and then you put those two things into the fields that they ask for, and then once that's in, then you can go live on Rumble. It's a free app. I don't know. I assume it's on Android. I'm using it right now on an iPhone 6s, but I'm pretty sure it's on Android as well. It's free, which is what I love, and you can do quality. So if you only want to stream on one platform, you could do 1080. I'm doing 720 right now because Facebook won't let me do higher than 720. And I'm doing three platforms at once, which uses a lot of bandwidth, so I don't really want to try to do 1080 and then have buffering issues on all three, so I bumped it down to 720. I can definitely show you how it works next time I see you, if you're interested.
You had a lot of response on Rumble.
Yeah, the election integrity. I did that. And Lions for Liberty's YouTube. I got. Yeah, you definitely could use it for your business plan, for sure. It's not too hard to figure out once you get it. It's just more of it's a bit fiddly to get the Rumble set up because it got those extra steps. But once you get it set up, it works.
I know you have to do like a pre-recording for it too.
Yeah, I call it. You have to upload a video that's less than 60 seconds. So for the election integrity event, I actually made a video in something called Shotcut, SHOTCUT. It's a free program that allows you to basically make a slideshow. You can add music to it if you want. I didn't because of copyright reasons. This is where the cows were.
Oh yeah.
And
that's where the cows
they're
are.
eating today. And then you upload that video, which basically plays until you go live. So for today, I had my video of the flag gently waving in the backyard with the sounds of birds and frogs in the background.
Do I have this right that if for some reason your stream connection goes down, it'll default back to that pre-roll video?
That's what it should do for Rumble. I can't say I've actually tested it because usually I'm too busy trying to get the stream back up.
Yeah.
So I'm not 100%.
You're not busy watching your stream while it's down, yeah.
Yeah, I'm busy trying to get it back up. Clint says, especially for a First Amendment audit, I want to do live. Yeah, you could definitely go live using the app for sure. I would definitely recommend, using a tripod if you can for stability. If you're wanting to do stuff like moving outside, then I would look at getting something called a gimbal. There's different brands and stuff out there. We're about to cross into Maryland, guys. Bye, Pennsylvania. Hello, Maryland. Where the roads become so much smoother compared to Pennsylvania.
Yep, the Mason and Dixon line. Welcome to the South. Can we call Maryland part of the South?
Well, it's south from where we live, so it works for me. Battery bank slid.
How's your power doing?
Good. I'm not sure what it's at right now. 93 on this one. 71 on the other one, but that one's charging 2 phones at once, so charging the streaming one and my phone. I got a nosebleed though, which kind of is a bummer.
Oh.
I think it's allergies. I was saying about watch out for this prime guy. This is backing up all over the grass. Gimbals are lifesavers for doing movement video recording when you're doing live videos. There's different ones out there. I was lucky that one of my friends helped me out and actually got me my gimbal. So big shout out for doing that. That was awesome. The gimbal has built-in stabilization technology that your phone has stabilization, but the gimbal has more stabilization in it.
ready to take a stop? Quick stop? Get out of the car?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting out and stretching.
Visit American Freedom Convoy's site.
Oh, look, there's caterpillars. Giant caterpillars at the farm.
Hay caterpillars, huh?
Yeah. We call them caterpillars. There's probably some special name for it, but that's what we call them.
I think that was along the road. It up like it was a caterpillar, yeah.
Like every segment was a different color, and he had a face. He had like eyes on it, and a mouth. It was really cool. It was really neat.
I think that was up near Syracuse, New York, where we saw that.
Yep, I think you're right. You are only about 6 to 8 minutes from AFC's camp. You are correct, Karen. We're gonna take a quick stop to get out and stretch, use the facilities, and then head over to AFC.
Yeah, their camp is actually along this road. Once we cross Route 40, then I guess we go under Route 70. Then there's the pilot on the left, and their turn is right next to it, isn't it?
Yep, that's right next to it. No, it's before 70, LOL. I travel that road every day. Could probably do it blindfolded.
Ah, okay.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, I'd have to look at the map. I don't know the road super well.
I know we've gone by there a number of times. We tend to go this way whenever we travel to the south, whether it's Virginia or North Carolina. We like to come this way. Like the western part of Virginia. Like the mountains and the rural scenery.
Is crazy. Yeah, Karen. Unless we have
at night, hour more distance. We've certainly taken it many times where it's late. All right. $5.60 for diesel here. Only $4.60 for gas.
Wow, it's under $5.
It's cheap here.
Compared to Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is pushing $5.
Want to use the... Well, you know what? There's a spot here. Maybe use this one?
Yeah, that works.
It is busy here. It always is busy here,
It's
isn't it?
Sheets.
Yeah.
Sheets is always busy. I'm gonna leave you guys in the car. You mind keeping an eye on the...
Yeah. I'm going to keep the car running so that keep the gear cool.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I'm gonna get a drink if they have it. Do you want one?
No, you brought water, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Alright.
But feel free.
Alright, if they have it. I don't know if they do. But we'll see. Don't let the kids wreck the car while I'm gone.
Okay. We would run into a lot of people here that were involved with the convoy. This was a go-to place for a lot of people because it wasn't far from the speedway. People come here for gas, come here for food and other things. Today, though, I think we're the only ones with some flags on our car. We're just taking a short break here before we drive down the road a few more minutes to the American Freedom Convoy location, their site. I'll be really interested to check it out. I know that the Hagerstown Speedway was a dusty, dirty place. When we had gone there, it was still drying out from some pretty good rains that they had, and you could see that it was pretty muddy at places. They say they have a nice gravel open space, so I'm guessing it's not so dusty. Try to spend some time with the at the site, get an idea what it's like there, and then we'll continue south to the rally that the 1776 Restoration Movement is having. They're approximately 30 miles further south on Route 11, right at the southern boundary of West Virginia and Virginia. It's kind of an interesting geography here in terms of state boundaries. You have Pennsylvania, and then right below it, a little slice of Maryland, and then a little right south of that, a little slice of West Virginia, and then Virginia. So you go through all these states in short succession. I was just talking about how the state geography is kind of interesting here, where you've got from Pennsylvania, a little bit of Maryland, a little bit of West Virginia, and then you hit Virginia.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's kind of unique.
It is. Sorry, guys. I just got back in the car. I've got to catch up on the comments here in a second. Not sure. Right now, we're currently at Sheetz in Hagerstown. Just taking a much-needed stretch break. Got some drinks, some cool drinks. It's warm out today. Jim says, Happy Pride Month. So we're a few minutes away from the American Freedom Convoy. So that's really exciting. So the plan is we'll get there and park, and then I'm gonna end the live stream. I'm gonna get to know people a little bit, and then I will switch you guys onto the gimbal and give you guys a tour of the camp, because I don't know the layout of the camp, so I need to know the layout of the camp, and I always like to ask permission before I stream, especially since, you know, people are living there. So we'll get the layout of the camp, say hi, and then get the tour. Hopefully I can do some interviews, and then see what happens. I'm sorry it's a little glary right now, and I think it's just the way the sun's hitting the dash. Let's see, what did I do with my hair tie? I'm not really sure. Hope everybody's having a great day. It's a beautiful day here in Maryland. Have you seen my hair tie?
No, I can't say I have.
I wonder where it went.
You have a spare?
I don't think I do. Let me just double check outside. No, I don't see it. No. I don't know where it is. Oh, it fell down the side. Okay. I noticed the seams are ripping.
Are they really?
Yep, from the wind.
Oh.
I'll have to sew them back together.
You don't like 65 miles an hour.
No. No, they don't. Alright, we're off. We're off to see American Freedom Convoy.
PM to 6 a.m.
Did you want hand sanitizer for touching the door?
Nah.
I had nice gentleman hold the door open for me when I went inside. That was really nice.
Yeah.
So while you were gone, I was letting them know that kind of like what the plan is, which is, get there, find a parking spot, shut the stream down for a little bit, get to see people, and then get permission to stream camp.
Okay.
Because people live there, so I don't want to just go in there with a camera blazing,
Okay.
Not everybody likes to be on camera, so. I want to be respectful. It was a better deal to get 2 drinks, so I got 2. Because of the sale. Horsies. They're chasing each other. It's funny.
Not far now. Yeah, it's just like your viewer said. Pilot is first. In my head, I was imagining it the other way.
Well, if you got off 81, it's the other way. Because you would have come in the other side.
So, do we turn at this light?
Yes, we turn at this light. And then we'll be making a right-hand turn after we get up a little bit. Karen says yes. Thanks, Karen. We turn right up here where it says do not block.
It's funny how your brain gets things confused. It's
Well,
it's like,
81 would have routed you to come down and get off and turn right and then come in. So
if I would have had to draw it out on a map, I would have drawn it wrong. I would have had the pilot on the south side of the highway. So we go this way.
yes, I believe we're following somebody in right now, which is kind of cool.
Is this the new headquarters they're building for AFC?
I don't think so, but that would be kind of funny if it was. Our house is back here, so this person could live here too. So.
Did we turn left?
Yes. We turn left here. There's the flags. It says united we stand, divided we fall. And this is where you turn in.
This is it.
Yeah, welcome to American Freedom Convoy. They got a nice big flag up there on the lamp, which is cool. I'm thinking we go down to the left.
There's the vehicle you were describing about him taking the back end
Of a pickup truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. He's modded it out. This is Eric's.
And he welded the frame so he could, basically welded the hitch onto that thing so he could tow it around. So where would you like to park?
I guess go down further because the kitchen's down further. I think that might be kind of where they hang out.
Who is that? Do we know them?
No, I don't.
Should I park to the left?
Go down a little bit, I guess. I'm not really sure where you're supposed to park.
I don't know. I guess that's headquarters there.
These are people's homes. Like
This tent here, maybe?
that, I think.
Or is it the Springdale camper?
I'm not sure.
It's Soup Mama's vehicle.
Yeah.
She's got the.
I'd say we just park right here.
She got the flags on the back now.
Yeah, she did. I'd say here's probably good.
All right.
Next to Appalachian Flute. Alright guys, we're gonna stop the stream for now. We're gonna go say hello, and then I'll get you guys put into the gimbal, and then give you guys a tour. So we'll be back soon. Take care.